This is a demonstration of the shoeboxed.com.au integration with Xero. I'm here in my Shoeboxed account. I'll just pull up my receipts. See, all my receipts are here organized. The first step in the process is to import my chart of accounts from Xero into Shoeboxed. So I click through to my categories page. First, you can see that Shoeboxed has a set of default categories already here for me. But since I'm going to be using Xero's categories, I don't want these. So I will click through on the link to hide them and uncheck the box for the Shoeboxed text categories. Now I'll go back to the categories page. And down at the bottom here, I can see that there is an entry for accounting categories. I will choose to import my accounting categories. I have a few options: QuickBooks, SASU, MYOB. I will choose Xero and click Import. First, you have to authenticate your Xero account. So I'll click Authenticate. I will log in to my Xero account. And now within Xero, I will choose the account that I'm working with in case I have multiple clients, multiple accounts, and authorize the integration. Okay, now back to Shoeboxed. So the default categories are now off. My Xero categories have appeared. They are imported successfully. The second part of the integration work is going back to my receipts that are in Shoeboxed, my receipts, my invoices, my expense documents, and matching them up to the appropriate Xero category or account with the 3-digit account number from Xero. So here are my receipts, nicely organized by date, vendor, amount. You'll see there's no categories because I just turned off the old categories and haven't yet categorized using the new ones. I'm going to tick mark that taxi receipt and move it into the Xero category for travel. Now, Shoeboxed will ask me, do you want to categorize all of your other taxi receipts in this same way? Do you want to do that for existing receipts and future receipts for the vendor taxi? I'm going to say yes, and it will create a rule for me. This is something that can be very useful. And now for part 3, I will send these receipts over to Xero. So check mark them. In the drop-down menu, choose Export Receipts. I will land on the Shoeboxed export page, and from the options, choose Send to Xero. And then I've got a couple of additional settings. I can export all of the selected receipts. I can export only those receipts that I've never exported before. And there's a checkmark box to send them into Xero as an approved invoice rather than as a draft invoice. I'm not going to use any of those additional settings yet. I can send them straight to Xero, or I can verify them first before sending them to Xero. So just for the demonstration purposes, I'm going to click Verify. So this will show me the data that I'm sending into Xero. I can give it a once over, make sure everything looks right, make sure that they're coded to the right Xero categories. Shoeboxed automatically flags anything unusual looking. It's telling me that this receipt has 0 GST. I'm going to go ahead and click the Calculate GST button to update that expense. Check my codes, they're correct for the travel category, and finish the export into Xero. One last authentication, choose Continue, and we're done. So now I'll head on over to Xero, get into my accounts payable, and in the drafts I will find those 2 expenses from Shoeboxed. Here they are, nicely organized by date and amount and reference number. Click on one to view all of the associated details for the expense, the notes, the description, the account category. I'll check everything out, and then I'll go ahead and approve the expense. So there we go, expenses approved. And one last important feature is this link here that comes with every expense. It says Go to Shoeboxed. And that is a link, when I click it, that will show me the original documentation along with the data securely organized and stored within Shoeboxed. Shoeboxed is, of course, an ATO registered archiving service for your receipts, invoices, and other tax bookkeeping related documents. And that is it. From here, I am set up to send expense data from my documents in Shoeboxed into Xero.